you got to tell me. I see you yesterday coming in, getting your time slip. I was in the park about 5 minutes, and I come wheeling around, and I seen your Malibu, and I thought it was pretty hot. And then I looked again, and I seen it was a female driver. And you looked like you were on a mission, so I followed you here, and I had to get the story. Tell me about your racing experience.
So I started coming to the races when I was about 9 years old. My dad started out in street racing, and then he ended up buying a Nova. I think it was a 71 Nova. And then he later got into it. Anyways, I always loved it from the beginning. Been around it since him, and when I was about 14 years old, I made my first pass driving his car and he had a 68 Nova at the time. And he knows that I'm fearless when it comes to racing, and he actually put a block of wood behind the pedal to make sure that I wouldn't go too fast. And so anyways, I've been doing it since forever. I mean, over 20 years, and I met my husband here. He grew up here at the racetrack as well, so I've been doing it ever since.
See, that was the question, because I'm around all this motorsports all the time. I find it kind of incredible that women like this. I didn't know if you were trying to accommodate a husband or a daughter accommodating her father.
Nope.
You know, you generally like.
Oh yeah,
racing.
I love it.
You're here because of you, not because of.
Oh yeah, absolutely. My husband actually, I push him to go racing more than anything. There's a lot of times where he'll want to just stay home, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm going. I want to go racing, and ever since. And so yes, he raced when we first started dating, and then he took a break from racing for a little bit, and I kept racing, and then he got back into it, and you know, he's a really good racer as well.
Hey, tell me about this. What is it?
It's a 508 big black Chevy. I run alcohol. Goes about 550s.
Last to stage. Here comes the tree.
In the 8th mile. We haven't run it quarter mile, so it's probably, we figure high 8s, low 9s in the quarter mile. Well, we pretty much run 8th mile in most of the racetracks.
Des, do you ever find it being competitive between you? You guys don't run the same class, but you just got your license for the dragster.
We do run the same class, and amazingly, we have never run each other. I've actually never run my father either. But one of the cool things that I've always loved is the very first round of the very first race that I ever went, I beat my now father-in-law in the car that I'm driving now.
Really?
Yes. And
that's awesome.
I was 14. And so now we fixed the car up. You know, obviously I'm married to Scott, and it's just, I've always loved it. I've always want to be at the races. I want to be here, and the speed is great. And then he's been trying to get me in the dragster for quite a few years. I'm claustrophobic, so I never wanted to do it. And then finally, because my car was being fixed up, I said, all right, suck it up, let's do it. You know, I can handle it. And I did. I had a 1 flat 60 foot, which is fast, very fast. And so I got my license 2 years ago in the dragster, and then I've been running it on and off. When we go to the bigger races, I like to hop into the ladies' race and run it. And then I had my quickest pass. Well, the quickest pass that car's gone. It was a 4:34 at 159 in the 8th mile, and that was 2 months ago in Bradenton, Florida.
Okay.
So,
what did you get out of it? That is my biggest question. That's why I can always. I'm fascinated by the female. I'm going to go back to the subject. I'm fascinated by the females doing this because it's such a guy thing. And I'm a guy. What do you get out of it?
honestly,
what does a female get out of it?
I don't know if I can answer that specifically, but for me, it's my escape. Like I love it so much, and especially being a mom with young kids. That is just my zone. That's my territory. I can get out there, and you know, I'm well respected by my fellow racers. I enjoy it. It's just, you know, like some people, they enjoy going bike riding and stuff like that. Like for me, I just absolutely love it. And going fast, yeah, is fun. But when you get that wind light on, there's nothing like it.
Hey, what's up with that steering wheel anyway?
So my nickname is Dominator. So for our wedding anniversary last year, he bought me that steering wheel because we were still building the car. So a few years ago, when I won the race, apparently I jumped out of the car and I fist pumped and said I dominated. And it was a lot of luck involved because this car will not run a consistent number. And so my husband and another buddy were dialing, and They literally were just like, let's throw this on it. And then it would run the number. And they're like, oh my God, how the hell did this even happen? So then ever since then, they call me Dominator. It's a joke. So for our wedding anniversary, I needed a new steering wheel. And so he put Dominator on my steering wheel. So the next time I win, I'm going to jump out and say I dominated just for shits and giggles.
Now, I was up here talking to someone. I put his wife in a video, in an off-road video a long time ago. And we get talking, and he was familiar with you and your husband, and he said that you guys had a tiff, a marital tiff, a little while ago, a week or two ago. And he tells me that he stayed home and you loaded up and came racing. And I find that fascinating.
That was actually last weekend. It was last week Friday. We're getting the things ready, and it was just a battle of the minds type thing. And so he says, fine, I'm not going. I said, okay. So I'm figuring I'm just going to drive the pickup and the trailer. No big deal. I've done it before. And my kids kept coming out and they were crying. They're 4 and 6, and they're like, Mommy, I really want to go to the racetrack, upset. And I'm like, well, that's not fair to go because he's got a bad attitude. So I said, okay. So I unhooked the truck, backed the motorhome up to my trailer, loaded the kids up, and off we went to the track. It's the first time I've driven it. Well, really, I've driven it for like maybe 15 minutes on the highway before, and that was it. And that was without a trailer. So he didn't think I would do it, but I said, fine, I'm going to the racetrack and we're going to be comfortable. So I hooked it up and away we went.
Well, I see you're both back here together, so it must have healed up.
Oh, yeah.
It's over.
Actually, he was quite impressed. He didn't think I would do it. It makes me a little more determined to do it when you say I can't.
Beautiful. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks.
Thank you.